A bomb-proof vehicle, impervious even to nuclear blasts, was being used to transport a prisoner. 2 fighter jets escorted it during transit, and fully armed soldiers accompanied it all the way to a secret underground base, 30 meters below ground. Waiting for her were 3 cabinet-level officials. What kind of person could make them so nervous? A 1-meter-thick iron door opened, revealing nothing more than an ordinary woman. Yet she carried 105 criminal charges, was the world's largest arms dealer, commanded an invincible private army, and was known in the criminal underworld as Snow White. The 3 cabinet officials hadn't brought her here just to have her sign a confession. They were primarily there to force her to reveal her arms contact in Angola. Elena calmly signed the papers, but the note wasn't a confession. It instructed the officials to check their jacket pockets. The Attorney General couldn't believe it. When he reached into his pocket, he actually found a slip of paper that boldly read, "I am the Queen." They couldn't understand how she had slipped the note past them under their noses. Even more shocking, New York City, centered around Elena, had already descended into chaos. A fully armed gang had taken over a bank, but they didn't harm a single hostage. Instead, they pulled out a remote control. They deliberately triggered the bank's alarm system, then held a note up to the camera, sending a brazen message to the FBI.
Tell me what it says, Doc.
Director Rael, bow to the Queen.
Before anyone could figure out Elena's purpose, another group of masked robbers struck a different bank in the city. Again, no hostages were harmed, but they deliberately disabled the surveillance cameras. Within an hour, 2 banks had been targeted. The police rushed to the scenes. Since Elena was secretly detained, only a few top officials knew about her capture. Val realized that very few people in the city could pull off simultaneous bank heists. Her first thought was the crime boss living in a luxury prison suite, but he denied any involvement.
Appropriate credit. There was only one person you kneeled to, and
You dropped off, Val.
In reality, Val had crossed paths with Elena years ago in Gambia and had nearly died at her hands. She knew Elena's style well. Val immediately contacted the FBI director, sharing her suspicion. If Snow White was behind these heists, more banks were likely to be targeted. She proposed armed defense for all 765 banks in the city. The director dismissed her warning. Undeterred, Val rushed with colleagues to the city's central banking control center. If Elena was moving on to other banks, this would be her next target. But just as they arrived downstairs, an explosion went off. After the blast, they approached the building cautiously and found a note left on the glass by the robbers. Val's suspicion was confirmed. The director finally realized Val was right. He instructed her to prepare all investigative materials on Elena and head to a place called Tottenberg, the secret base where Elena was being held. Val warned the 3 cabinet officials that Elena's plan was likely far more complex than it appeared. Any flaw they discovered might be intentionally revealed. Val even suspected that Elena's secret capture could itself be a trap. With the Attorney General's approval, Val was granted close access to Elena, but when the door opened, it was Elena who spoke first.
Agent Valerie Turner.